What up, Chipper Chaps? This is Chipper Chap Chat, episode 132. I am FooRay.
And I am Chamba.
We're two dudes talking about nerdy stuff to a couple of dudes that are on the internet. And by a couple, I mean like 8 of you.
Well, I think active.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, like 8 people, 8 solid people, though. Man.
Yeah,
These
8
are
solid people that we have conversations with, I suppose.
right.
We get more views than 8, thankfully. That's nice. Thank you. I appreciate all of them. But 8 active ones.
It was cool. You guys should definitely ask us more questions
Because we will answer them.
Yeah, we'll answer them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get answered unless they're weird, in which case we'll probably still answer them.
Yeah, in a test recording.
Yeah, we just put up a test episode.
Yeah.
So you guys, if anybody sees that go up and they're like, "What's up with the test episode?"
Yeah. We'll probably have that every episode now, depending on
how they go. I mean,
course,
this one was random that we went on a whole tangent about testicles.
Right, because of testing and tests.
Because of testes 1, 2.
Yeah. That's not normal.
Yeah, give that a listen. It's a very interesting conversation. You get to see me die at the end.
It's song length, so it's
it's a solid 4-minute testicle.
It's a solid 4-minute testicle.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we have this episode? We got a couple of things. We don't have a lot of things, but we got a couple.
It looks like the Liefeld news is the first thing we're going to talk about.
Sure, let's go with that. So Rob Liefeld, this was announced like last year sometimes, right? Sometime last year, was it mentioned?
Verse or something.
Yeah, he had like Rob Liefeld in the 90s. He had like his extreme universe of comics, which I think later became awesome, but it's extreme. You know, Rob Liefeld, he was one of the co-founders of Image. He was fairly big in Marvel for a period of time. And
do you remember any of the people or any of the characters from the extreme verse?
I see. That's the thing. I get it mixed up sometimes with the Awesome Universe.
Oh, with the Awesome Universe.
Yeah.
Awesome Universe is different.
Yeah. They had a different cast of characters for the most part.
I used to get them mixed up with, I think it was like Malibu Comics or something.
Malibu with Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to think he was part of that extreme verse for
right.
a hell of a long time.
Right.
Just because he was like super ridiculous Shazam turned up to 11.
This news, it kind of sparked an idea in terms of a sort of discussion that we could possibly have. But yeah, like, all right. Anyway, this news is he had a deal with Netflix. They're gonna make like either a bunch of shows based on his properties or like maybe movies. I'm not sure what the contract was about, but he's pulled out of it now.
He's pulled out of it though.
Yeah,
they didn't drop him. He's decided.
That's what the article says. He's pulled out. I don't know whether or not that's Netflix going. That's him saying, "Oh, I didn't like it anymore," or whether or not Netflix actually goes, "Nah, we're not interested anymore."
Very curious.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely keep updating if we hear anything more.
Right.
But that's interesting. That I'm like, that was a pretty big thing for him.
I'm very curious what like greener pastures he could possibly think there would be.
Other possible streaming services.
But who would grab him? It's not going to be like Disney, like Hulu. Amazon, maybe.
Amazon.
Because I can't imagine Hulu doing it because they're Disney now.
Yeah.
Or they're Disney owned.
Amazon might be one of the only ones that could possibly do something. But will they have the budget and will they care enough?
Or like Crackle or something like
Sure,
that.
one of those ones. One of the internet ones, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, which was the online one that got the Valiant TV web show thingy?
I don't remember.
Because
I remember them posting stuff on YouTube.
Right. Because it's like if they do that, because they did that, the Valiant one did that, but then they're also a studio.
Yeah, because they got that Vin Diesel Bloodshot.
Right, which is like.
I love that in the internet version, he was Tommy the Green Ranger guy.
Yes. Which looked more like the character.
Frank. I'll take 5 points trivia for that one.
Yeah.
And then, but for some reason, same character translated to big screen, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, look nothing alike.
I think it's just them going like, what if we did like Riddick mixed with Deadpool? Except for like now Riddick is like 50.
And big,
Yeah, and like way bigger.
like bloaty
He's
big.
got like a pot
Yeah,
belly.
like bloaty big.
Yeah.
Um.
You want to make like midlife crisis Lobo.
Oh, I didn't put that in the show notes, but we can talk about that too. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but they released a picture of Lobo for the. I think he's going to appear in the Supergirl show.
I have not seen it. Does it
Oh,
look like Lobo?
it's like he's like It's got pale. I'll look for the picture.
I'm very curious to see
I
this
thought you'd seen
Lobo.
this already. It was like,
Like TV quality
yeah,
Lobo.
yeah. It's part of the Arrowverse crossover, as what they are referring it to.
I thought they already did the crossover.
Yeah, yeah, but like it's just that version of it. Why can't I find an image now? It's been on Facebook and such.
This is something that's coming out soon.
Um, I'm assuming so because otherwise, why would they release this image? Do you know what I mean? Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna.
How confused am I going to be when I click on this?
Um, I don't know if you'll be confused at all. Actually, I think you might actually go, oh, okay, that's something.
Where did you send this?
I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook
Oh,
in Messenger. Here we go, and I've sent it to you now. I don't know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you.
right.
Let me know once you
Let's
receive
see what we got here.
Ah, it's from Krypton. Krypton, my bad.
From Krypton.
Yes, he's
That makes more sense than
yeah,
Supergirl.
my bad. I knew it was one of them shows, but he's appearing as in Krypton, season 2.
I mean, he looks like fucking Lobo.
Yeah, so I thought too. But like seeing this, I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe if you were gonna do a live, a movie, probably you should have cast Jason Momoa.
Well, there was a lot of talk that it was going to be Jason Momoa, but then he ended up getting cast as Aquaman.
I mean, obviously that paid off for them in the end with the success of.
Who is this dude?
Uh,
Emmett J. Scanlon.
yep. Don't know
He was
what
in
he looks.
Guardians of the Galaxy and Constantine, and somehow super don't remember him in either.
I have no idea what he looks like normally though. So
I'm gonna Google his face.
he's a forgettable white dude with a beard.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of I like the shot of him like screaming and shit better than the other shot.
There's another photo of him.
Yeah, I'll paste it to you, but it's basically
Okay, I remember him in Guardians. They showed a picture of him. He's one of the security guards in the prison,
in what?
in the space prison.
Space prison.
Yeah, in the
Which
prison. Guardians 1.
Guardians 1. Okay, he was a security
He was
guard.
one of the security guards.
No, man, he doesn't look familiar to me.
Yeah, because he doesn't look anything like this guy. Like, he looks very different with
Well, I
his...
mean, I'm looking at pictures of him not in makeup, and I still don't. He doesn't look
I can
familiar
show
to
you a
me at all.
photo of him in Guardians. If that would most likely help.
This is a straight-on shot of him without all the movement.
I just sent the image of him from Guardians.
Okay. Okay. I vaguely remember that.
Okay, he looks different with makeup. I think he looks cooler in the yelling picture.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's obviously the same gear.
Yeah,
He's still got like the cod piece.
yeah.
He's got chains and shit. Like the makeup looks a little bit more like crowy in this,
Yeah.
in like the straight on one. But I don't know. I'm curious to see how the fuck they work that out for Krypton.
Sure. I have not even seen a single episode of that show.
Me either. I've not seen it,
No.
any of
I've
it.
I haven't even heard anything about that show, to be honest, as well.
The only thing that I heard when it was on originally was that they did a really like faithful and super cool adaptation of like Brainiac or something.
Okay, cool.
But that's all I had heard. Like that he was supposed to be really menacing and scary or something. And that they did it like with practical
Mm.
and hybrid or something. I don't know exactly. But and that was enough for me to be like, well, that sounds interesting, but then I've never went back to see it.
Right.
You
I
know,
don't even know. I mean, I have no information on that show at all, whether or not it
I don't
was.
care enough about Superman when Superman is in the show
Yeah.
to really give enough of a crap about Superman's granddaddy or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And so I will probably never see it, but I will probably look up clips of Lobo to see what he sounds like and does.
Sure.
I liked on the cartoon when Lobo showed up and he has like a fight with like Supergirl and Batgirl or something.
Mm.
I don't even know what context that was. Maybe it was Young Justice or some shit like that.
Possibly.
I think Lobo shows up and he's like speaking like a bunch of alien slang and crap. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that from the comics." The slang stuff. They always do like oh, this guy's from the future, so he says Zorbit all the time
Yeah,
instead of
it's
cool.
right. It's like, no, it doesn't work that
Oh,
way.
that's hecka Zorbit, cuz. I hope somebody talks like that in
I
2077.
don't. It gets trending from
You're
this episode
not
because
trying
you
to
made
use
it up.
Zorbit, man? You don't want to use
Zorbit?
Zorbit?
Nah, I'm not Zorbit enough.
Ah, I knew it. I knew it.
I just looked up what Brainiac looks like in Krypton, and it's a dude in makeup.
And that's good or bad?
It's fine. I mean, I'm getting like hints of Piccolo from Dragon Ball.
But anybody green is that now, right?
Yeah, I mean, this guy, I think with the right lighting, could look like it would appear in like a horror movie. So
Okay.
if that's what they're going for, then sure, it could be
I'm
cool.
looking at it now too. The like a really close up shot of him where you can see his like big red weird eyeballs looks cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's neat. It's neato.
Uh, some of some of the shots where you can see more of him are weird because I guess it doesn't make sense that it would be, but I super don't like that his head bolts are not symmetrical.
Right. It that part was throwing me off slightly, but I'm like, it would make sense that it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be
No.
like, but for some reason it bothers me.
It just looks more odd when it's not, right?
Yeah, because everything else on his costume and
Yeah.
shit is.
Like, don't make his suit symmetrical at all. And then the bolts would make more sense for them to be different sizes and different places.
Right. But
Like
it,
it,
it looks like Brainiac,
yeah,
so
it looks
good
like
on
what you
him.
would imagine Brainiac. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
But
not mad at it.
yeah, Lobo and Krypton. First image wasn't in the show notes, but it's yeah.
But it's on there now. What
Yep.
else we got?
Um. So Starship Troopers TV
Why are you
series.
why are you adding Lobo to the notes now?
So that when I cut and paste it into the actual episode, it's there.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I was like, we already talked about it. What's
doesn't
the point
matter.
of
This is for when the episode gets uploaded.
anyway? Starship Troopers.
Yeah, a TV series that features the original cast.
Yeah, because they're all alive and they're all
Yep,
doing zero other
right.
things.
That's very true, actually.
I feel
Would
like one of them is Gary Busey's kid, right?
yeah, yeah. He was in The Predator.
Was he?
Yeah.
Um, do you care about this?
Um, I would watch the pilot. I will.
Because
I
you
would.
really liked the first
I
movie,
did.
right?
I'd like that movie. As a kid, I was like, "This is awesome. This is ridiculous. It's awesome." Giant freaking insects that look sweet, which I would get if they made a 1/12 scale figure of that.
Of the insect?
Yeah. Like,
Interesting.
if like Revoltech made it or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd snatch one up. That
I
thing
don't
would be
think
tight.
that I think I missed that.
Yeah, that thing would be tight.
I seen the movie.
Hmm.
I remember thinking that their like weird football sport was bizarre.
Yeah, that was like everything was set was like it felt like a set in that area, but I don't
Right.
know. There's a campiness to that film. There's like a cheese to that
Yeah,
film that
there's
was,
definitely that.
yeah,
And
I dug it.
fucking just the inclusion of Casper Van Dien.
Yeah, which you'd never see him anywhere else.
I think he played Tarzan,
Oh shit, that's right. And the was it like Tarzan in the Lost something or like Lost World or something
something
like
like
yeah.
that.
Random.
Uh, yeah, because what else are you gonna do with Casper Van Dien,
No.
apparently? Uh, and then it had Denise Richards, right?
Yep.
Also random.
And Neil Patrick Harris.
Right. Is he also coming back?
They said everyone from original cast is willing to come back.
I feel like when they say everyone, they mean
Well,
the
he's not doing
primary.
anything right now.
He is doing
He's in that Netflix show, but that's not always filming.
It's not, but I still
He's probably the most active of the lot, though.
I feel like out of everybody, he's
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
only one that could go, nah, I'm good.
yeah, yeah. And it won't
Everyone
happen
else
if
is
he,
gonna
yeah.
go, oh
If what did it
shit.
say? If he declines, the show's not happening.
That would be funny.
That'd
I
be
feel like they'll
hilarious.
still do it either way.
Yeah, they
Was he
will.
even
They will.
that big of a deal in the first movie?
He was like the smart guy. He's the one that can like read minds and shit.
Smart guy.
They actually they released a couple of direct to DVD movies sequels,
Yeah.
and the most recent one was a CG film which I watched, which is actually pretty good.
I watched a bit of the show. Was it Roughnecks?
Roughnecks, right, right, right.
I watched a bit of the CGI show.
Okay,
I
it's very
didn't
old.
see the CGI movie though.
The recent CGI movie was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why not just do that?
It's the Starship Troopers
Is
franchise
weird.
is a bizarre one to
Yeah,
me,
it
man.
really is.
I just super don't even get why it's a thing.
I don't either.
I don't.
I don't either. But because I know that like the original fans of the books, they were
Yeah.
really annoyed at the movie because I'm like, they changed so much supposedly.
Right.
Like they changed a lot.
Yeah.
Where it was basically not even the source material, but I don't know the source material, and as a film, it was cheesy fun.
It does help sometimes not to know the source
Yeah,
material.
I think it can. I think it can.
But yeah, good for them.
Hey, if
Get
they
a
make
job
it,
again.
yeah, absolutely. Like for the actors that aren't doing anything now, if this is
So
their
this
chance
is
for something
for
else,
sure happening. Do we know what network or anything?
they're I think they're shopping it around, but so I mean, this might not happen at all. But the creators are definitely like, yeah, we want to make this happen.
That's all it was. Is the
I
creators
think so.
talking
Yeah,
about it?
yeah. They've like got a pitch bible and everything.
Oh, really? I thought it was picked up somewhere.
Oh no. Well, if it was, they didn't mention who by. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But why
I
not?
guess that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna forget about it until like a trailer gets released and it's like, oh, that looks bad.
Speaking of trailers, there's supposed to be new trailer for Infinity War at tomorrow.
We can record an
Or not
episode for that
tomorrow.
this
Not
week.
tomorrow. Sunday, Super
Okay,
Bowl Sunday.
cool. We can record one after that then.
Yeah.
A couple minute episode.
So this TV show that they're thinking about doing wouldn't be a reboot.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know because the article that I read, they said it could be a reboot, but they could just make it a sequel to it.
Right.
And I'm like, a reboot with the original cast, but they're all old now. Would that?
Yeah, that's why I wondered if it was
Yeah.
gonna be like them as the like training people or
Which
something.
I'd be okay with too.
Like a legacy characters thing.
Because the latest CG film was actually the characters from the original movie.
But not voiced by them.
Only the main guy voiced it. Only
Only Casper.
Casper Van Dien, yeah. Oh, and they also got Dizzy, the one who played Dizzy.
I don't know what is.
She
Disney.
was the his friend from high school, the one that died. Spoiler.
I don't remember that movie.
Okay, yeah. Well,
enough.
she died, but she like in this movie, he was like having flashbacks and kind of seeing her ghost or some shit.
Jeez, Seth Gilliam was in that movie. I don't think I knew who that guy was before Walking Dead.
I don't know who that is.
He was the preacher guy. I think you were still watching at that point, Father Gabriel or something like that. He was always annoying. He was a pain in the ass character. He was like um he basically killed his, what is it called, congregation? What do
Okay.
they call it? Because he like wouldn't let them come back into the church, and they all got eaten outside of the church.
What a bastard.
Yeah, and then so he was basically like the coward tag along to the group for a few seasons.
Okay, I don't remember him. I forget. I don't remember much of Walking Dead at this point.
That's fair.
Yeah,
There's a
once I
lot of
lost
trees
interest, I
and
was just like,
zombies.
nah, I'm done. Done. Not in the show notes.
Jake Busey.
Yeah, Zack Snyder zombie movie for Netflix.
Interesting. I did like Dawn of the Dead quite a bit.
And from what I've read, they're saying is like they're putting no restrictions on him, so he gets to do what he wants.
That could be good or it
Yeah,
could be real weird and terrible.
yeah,
We'll find out whenever that happens.
yeah. Right, right. Because right now it's just like cool information. We
Yeah.
know of information now.
What else we got?
So Black Panther, it's been
Yeah.
nominated for like what
Something like that.
seven
It got
Oscars or some
nominated for a
shit.
bunch of
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
I know. Infinity War got nominated for one
For what? Sound design or something?
visual effects.
Right. Okay, sure.
Yeah, yeah. But Black Panther got nominated for a bunch, including Best Picture. So, and also
I
I
feel
think
like
in February they're screening Black Panther in the cinemas for free.
how do you not nominate Infinity War for ensemble?
I don't know.
There's like a such a crazy
Yeah,
cast for that movie.
is that still a category?
I think so.
Huh. I don't really watch the Oscars or care, so I don't really know anymore.
I
But
only
like
care
it's mainly like oh
when
it's
stuff
good
I
for the
really liked wins,
yeah
and that
it's
happens so
right
rarely.
right. I mean it's good for the studios and whatnot, but
Yeah. I've got a vicious migraine now.
we're almost done.
just a an
We got
update on the migraine situation.
okay. Well, we got two more things. Images of
Oh, they actually showed images of the Funko Pop
yeah,
thing?
yeah, I saw images, man.
Okay, so Funko Pop is doing a movie, all of the like Lego movie style thing, I'm assuming. But it's just they kind of did a bunch of shorts in this style before. I had seen them like
Right.
Tiny Venom versus Tiny Deadpool and stuff like that.
Let me see if
Um,
I can find it. I saw it already online, so I was like,
I
"What?"
just wonder what the dumb thing is. Is it gonna be like, oh, there's one Funko whose face isn't this shape, and he doesn't have beady black eyes, and he feels sad about it, and he's got to go through Funko World, and now he's in Funko fucking Ghostbusters
Now he's
Town,
in
and now he's in Funko
Funkoville.
Overwatchville. I
Oh,
don't
but
know,
see
man.
now because of this, they can just do they can do
Because it's the
anything.
same thing. It's the same thing Lego Movie did.
It's the Lego movie, but
There's a
it's just
whole bunch of franchises in there.
it's just now
Do you know
Warner Brothers doing it
their Lego
instead.
movie comes out in like a month, or not even a month, a couple weeks.
Do people care right now?
I don't know, man. The first one had a lot of hype.
Right, that's what I thought too. Because I'm like, no one's talking about it. No one seems to like give a crap. And I'm like, I thought you guys enjoyed that shit.
Yeah, I think. I wonder if it's they kind of flooded it a little bit with the like. Now there's a Batman Lego, and now there's Ninjago, and now they're going like, oh, Lego Movie 2. I thought the Batman Lego Movie was Lego Movie 2.
Right. Yeah. See, to me, I don't like Batman movie was fun. I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't think it was necessary.
I thought it was a cool love letter to Batman if you're Wayne. I feel like it sort of was like, I mean, it's not doing the same kind of deep storytelling,
No.
but I feel like it was sort of what Spider-Verse was for Spider-Man,
Sure,
but it was
sure.
for Batman.
It's
Like
like a
it was
love letter.
a love letter
Hmm.
basically. Like here's a bunch of references and stuff that we'll never get to make in the movies, but here's somebody paying a lot of attention to it, and it was handled in a more comedic way, but I feel like it's kind of similar. Like they did some new revolutionary technology
Yep.
to animate it, and they kind of did the same thing where it was animated on twos to make it like look like stop motion.
Right. But
Um,
I don't know if that was like if it needed to be in the cinema. It looked like something that could have easily just made for
talking
like
about Batman now.
yeah, the Batman one.
Yeah,
They could have easily just made that one for
I
like
feel
a
like the
streaming
bat. I
service or
would have been
something.
fine if it was just that Batman spin-off. I feel like the Ninjago thing was where I was like, really,
But see,
man?
Ninjago makes sense because they have an actual Ninjago show. This was a
Yeah,
sequel
but
movie
why
to the
not just
show.
keep it on the
I
show?
don't know.
Let the movies be the movie worthy
Right,
thing.
right. I don't know. No
I don't know.
idea. But now they're
But
doing
now
the
we're
Lego
getting
movie
Funko
too.
Pop, so woo!
Yeah, I don't know. That one's gonna be a little weird.
But
I personally don't give a
you
shit.
said there
I'm
was
not gonna
leaked
watch it.
images of it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I can't seem to find it again. I saw it
What was
on.
it when you looked?
It looked like It looked like a bunch of stills. It was almost like
Was there any franchises that you recognized for the characters?
I don't remember.
Did you even look at these
I did.
pictures?
It had a Bob Ross Funko.
Bob Ross was in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Which was random.
and, yeah, I'm just very curious what the big like plot thing is
Right.
gonna be.
I was like, is it gonna be like a Toy Story film? Except it's all Funko Pops?
Toy Story, like as in
As
they
in
exist in the
as in the
real
toys
world,
come
but
to yeah,
only
this
move when we're
right,
not
right, right.
looking. That would be interesting. That's not what I assumed.
Because that's what I thought it would be like.
That would be interesting.
I don't know, but to me this seems like I'm sure it'll make money. People fucking love pops,
Yeah.
but
I
would they
don't
love it
know.
enough to watch a movie?
Ugly Dolls is getting the movies,
Sure. Angry Birds got a movie,
and Angry Birds got a movie,
so
and Emoji's got a movie.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
was only a matter of time.
that's true.
What else we got?
And last thing is we got that teaser for Birds of
For Birds of Prey,
Prey
right?
with a
So
new
I think
version
this
of
was like a
Harley.
screen test,
Right, right. That
more
makes
so than
sense
it
if it
was
was a
like a
screen test.
trailer.
Right, right, yeah. But it's screen test teaser.
Right, because I just don't. I feel like none of what they showed us in that teaser, quote unquote, is going to be in the movie. It didn't look like
Mm-mm.
movie footage. Like it's a lot of them posing and shit. And if it's from the movie, then it looks like all the characters are hanging out together in a room, which I feel like it's not going to be the case because they showed like villains and stuff as well, also in the
Right.
same room. Also, like one of those villains was supposed to be Victor Zaz. There was
The
like a
one
sort
with
of
all
blonde,
the markings on him?
the one that typically does have all the like etchings of
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
killed this people. I have
Right,
to
he's got
tell you
like
much.
lots of five.
I didn't see any of that on him though,
So how are we supposed to know it's Zaz then?
because they announced it a long time ago that he was playing Zaz in the
Okay.
movie.
So it was announced that he was gonna be in it, but from the screen tests we couldn't pick out who he is.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's supposed to be him, but I didn't see any scars on him. But maybe they're just under his shirt and not all over his face and shit.
Hmm.
He's cameoed in other stuff before, apparently. Like I guess he cameoed in Batman Begins, the first Batman. They also like show Mary Elizabeth Winstead as as a huntress. But I could, when I first watched the teaser, I could not even tell that was supposed to be her.
Right. But it is.
Yeah, and Ewan McGregor is supposed to be Black Mask in this movie,
Yeah, and we have
but
no idea what he's gonna look like at all.
yeah, but they showed him wearing a suit, but he just seemed like smiling Ewan McGregor.
Hmm.
So not really
One
sure.
thing we did get a clearer view of is Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Say what?
We got a clearer view of what Margot Robbie looks like as Harley Quinn in this
Right.
film.
They showed her in her casual gear,
Yeah,
which is also ridiculous.
yeah.
But, it's very like a raver girl. She has a like a dog collar thing on,
Right.
and it has like a dog bone that says Bruce on it. And I can't tell if that's supposed to be them saying like Joker and Harley know like Batman's identity, or if it's just supposed to be like she had a dog named Bruce, and the name Bruce is like a reference to Bruce Timm or something like that, because Bruce Timm created
Right.
her.
That's true.
Not really sure. It seems
This
like an
is
odd choice though, considering
yes, considering the
her
world and
relationship
what
to
they're doing.
Batman.
I don't. I still don't give a shit about a lot of DC stuff right now because they seem okay. Sure, Wonder Woman was fine, Aquaman was fine, but right now there is no direction. Like I don't know what they want. I can only judge them based on individual films at this point. You know what I mean?
Right. I think it's cool that they're putting characters like Black Canary.
Sure, absolutely. No, no, I'm fully on board with that. That's great.
I think it's cool that the Huntress is in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was bizarre to me. I think Renee Montoya is supposed to be the Rosie Perez character.
Yeah.
In which case, again, makes me feel like it's not from a movie. I don't think those clips are from like the actual movie
Right, right.
because
You just test
I,
shots.
I just don't know why she would be kicking it. I don't know why she would be. I don't know why she's part of the team of Birds of Prey.
Unless she's gonna be the question and she's just part of the world.
Maybe, man, but I don't know. It just seems a lot of it seems bizarre to
And
me.
that's what I mean about DC films. A lot of choices that are made seem bizarre.
Again, I don't know. Aquaman.
Fine.
Aquaman seemed to step in the right direction. It
It
wasn't a
is.
great. It wasn't a great
No.
script,
No.
but they at least tried to make them look like the characters.
Sure,
With the
absolutely.
Harley shit is still take. It's
Right.
still a spin-off of what Suicide
Mm-hmm.
Squad was, and
And then we've got what?
they were faithful in some areas and not in others. Like
Yeah.
they gave us Harley's actual gear at some point.
Yeah, we saw that little brief clip
I just wonder
where Joker looked like
what the
Joker as
point
well.
what the point of this movie is going to be.
Yes, in the bigger picture.
If she's like, oh, this is the emancipation of Harley, so she's not with Joker anymore. She
Sure.
can be her own thing. She's got a girl gang or
So they're,
whatever.
they're called the Birds of Prey.
That's what I'm guessing. So,
Is she gonna work
from
with?
what I've heard, the synopsis of it is that something to do with the little tiny Asian girl with the cast is supposed to be Cassandra Cain.
Yep, Cassandra Cain, which is weird.
I don't know. It seems like they're doing like
Do you think she's gonna be basically playing Damien?
I don't know because I don't know if it's gonna be her like the daughter of Bruce or something. If that's what you mean,
No, no.
I
In
feel
terms
like
of like her personality and such, do you think they'll
uh,
give the
I
personality of
I think
Damien
she's gonna
to
be
her
like a girl version of the little
of
New
Hiko?
Zealander kid that was in Deadpool, the Hunt for the Wilder People
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I feel like she's gonna be his character from
Ugh.
from Deadpool 2, but just a tiny Asian girl instead.
Yeah, I'm already not caring.
And I'm wondering if it's going to be a situation where it's actually like the daughter of like the Black Mask guy, or if it or what. Like, because now she's part of the Bat family again, but she's not Batgirl, obviously, anymore from forever ago. Now she's a character called Orphan,
Right.
but she's still part of the Bat family.
Sure.
And so if they're gonna lead that way is interesting. I just don't, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like this is just like a non sequitur
Is
spin-off
is
thing.
Batgirl in this movie?
Is Batgirl in the movie?
Or is it just
Uh,
Huntress is the main?
I think just Huntress because the only reason I say I don't think that they'll have Batgirl in it is because I feel like because she was getting her own movie, they're not going to just cast her on a whim.
So Huntress is not going to be the daughter, right?
Of Bruce, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think so.
Okay.
From what I understand, she is the daughter of a mob boss, and like a rival mafia or something puts out a hit on her family, and her
Okay.
whole family is killed, and that like forces her to like become a vigilante or something.
Oh, DC.
Which I think is true to some versions of the comic. Only in like one universe is Huntress the
Mm.
daughter of Bruce
Sure.
Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. And this is one that obviously would make more sense for this
Right. For
universe.
this
They've already
disconnected
established it.
thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
Like as
I don't
much as
know
they
if they're
could.
gonna have the Joker in it at all. I don't know if they're gonna have Batman in it at all, even if like not Affleck, but just somebody in the suit, kind of like they did for Suicide Squad for a lot of it.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Um, just don't know, man. I'm really curious how they're gonna tie that up, though, the emancipation from Joker part of it, or if it'll just happen off camera, like I broke up with that Joker, even though he busted me out of jail.
They can even have a line where it's like, "Oh, he's dead now,"
Right.
so that he never has
I
to appear in
killed
another
him or
film.
whatever. Emancipation
He turned
arc.
into a vampire and shifted to Marvel.
Right, he's a
Sony.
Morbius. He's a
He's
Morbius
a
now,
Morbius.
and I'm like a Deadpool kind of character now. It's a very odd decision on those.
There's like, there's a bunch of I guess comic book movies at this point where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I feel like I'm missing much if I don't bother watching it.
I don't know. I feel like there's just so much content in general that we're allowed to
Just
pick and
skip it.
choose.
Yeah, absolutely,
Um,
absolutely. Like I won't be like bummed if I don't catch it in cinema. You know
I
what I
don't know.
mean?
I haven't seen anything from
Sure.
it, so I can't really judge how I feel about it
Well,
yet.
like I mean, in hindsight,
I like the
I wouldn't have
character
been
of Harley
bummed if I
Quinn.
did if I missed out on Suicide Squad.
I don't know. I think I was pretty excited for Suicide Squad before I saw it.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying in hindsight, after the fact, like knowing what I know now of having
Yeah,
seen Suicide Squad,
I
I
think
probably wouldn't
that
have been
if
bummed out.
Suicide Squad never got further than that first teaser they put out where it had the dark tone,
Yeah,
then I would have been fine with just seeing that and being
that
like, "Oh
teaser.
man, that movie was gonna be great."
Yeah, little did
Like
we
I'm
know,
curious
right?
if we're ever gonna see because we're supposedly gonna get that New Mutants movie might go to Hulu,
That's interesting. Yeah, man. What the cool.
and if that happens, I'm very curious.
Does that mean
Just
it
because that
wasn't
was
good
another
enough,
one.
or they didn't care? Or they can't release it in cinema because they.
Well, because remember when we were hearing about it originally, they were saying that they were doing reshoots because the movie. What I kept hearing was that the movie was either not scary enough or it
Hmm,
was too scary, and they were trying
right,
to
right.
unhorror movie it. So I don't know. Like I really wanted to be because I always heard from like Schnepp and like stuff like that about New Mutants being so bonkers. Like there's a bear that gives everybody nightmares, and they fight it in the woods, and it's all fucked up. And I kind of want to see that. If
I'm
that's
sad
gonna
that
be
he
the
was
movie,
so excited about that, and we still haven't seen it.
still haven't seen it. But I want to see like
I do want to see
Magic
it.
was supposed to be in that.
Yeah, I want to see
I
it, man.
mainly only know of her through the connection of being Colossus's sister.
I honestly, I was more interested in seeing that film than I was seeing the Phoenix one.
I still feel that way. I feel that
Yeah,
way currently now.
yeah, yeah, and
Because
that's
the
why I'm
New
like,
Mutants thing could be something new,
that's
and that
exactly
Phoenix
it.
thing looked like more of the same shit.
Exactly. I'm done with that. I'm
Yeah,
tired of it. New
get
Mutants
them
could
the
be
fuck out of here.
something
I'm so ready for
actually
the
different, dude.
MCU reboot.
I was telling my mate that just yesterday. I was like, because we were listening to the X Men soundtrack. I'm like, this is a pretty good soundtrack, but honestly, I just can't wait to see what Marvel does with this.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to it because I mean, in regards to soundtrack, maybe it might not be as good, but it could be. There's always a possibility of that. But as films, there's definitely a possibility that we're gonna get something better.
Yeah, and now we've got X-Men and Fantastic
Dude,
Four
like
back.
the
So
Fantastic Four, man, that's the
I
one that
I
I'm.
really want to see what they do with it. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if it had been earlier on, then I think that I would have been like, I think maybe X-Men should be like a streaming show or something like that. Because there's so many characters and you can
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of go in and out. I
Because
always
you know
thought
the
it would
film's
work.
gonna focus on a specific
Right.
number of them. Not you
But
can't
now
do.
I'm so curious on how they're gonna make those that the history of the X-Men fit with
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing to me. I'm like, okay, sure, you're gonna cast better people, you're gonna give us a cool movie where they're in the house and all that stuff, but how are you gonna give us the history of those characters in a world where we're like, oh, nobody's ever heard of superheroes before Captain America or whatever, I guess, and Iron Man, but they existed before, but no one had heard of
Multiverse
them
time travel.
for sure. But is it going to be enough to be like, well, we
No.
time traveled, so now the X Men
Alter
are there,
like
and it's fine. Don't think
warping
about it.
reality. The reality stone
All that
could have
stuff
done.
is neat.
Yeah,
I
could
just
have done
wonder
something.
which thing they're going to do and
Mm-hmm.
if we're going to buy it when
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
happens.
yeah, yeah. I think in regards to buying it,
Yeah.
if I like what they present enough, I'm willing to. I'd most likely be willing to buy whatever they present. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's easier for me it's an easier sell to me if what they present I'm just down with.
Yeah.
Because if I'm down, like if I'm more skeptical and I'm like, it wasn't like what they showed us wasn't that good, I'd be more like, yeah, and because the backstory is blah blah, like it seemed a little weak and whatnot. But if it was like that cast is fucking solid, that movie was excellent, the backstory it does the job. I'd be more
So,
forgiving of it if that makes sense.
how do you think it would work if they decide to do it contemporary and forget the history of like Xavier in the 60s and all that?
I'd
If
be
they
fine
just
with that,
go,
dude.
Xavier is putting this school together for the first
Yeah,
time
yeah,
in
I'd be
our
actually down
time.
with it. I think that makes more sense now, because there's not like I'd rather you look towards the future and actually push forward to then, as opposed to okay, we have to retcon aspects again. Unless you can
Right.
tell a good way of retconning it, don't. There's no need to,
Yeah,
because
I gotta agree.
you can always create an updated version of the characters. I would say same as Fantastic Four. Same as
Right.
Fantastic Four. It would be nice. It would have been nice, obviously, if they came from the '60s. But I think
Fantastic Four, I want them to have been lost from some shit that
I would
happened
no
back
yes.
then.
See that I still think is still possible with the Fantastic Four. It seems to make more sense as opposed to X-Men, because with the
Right.
X-Men it's mutant race. With
Right.
Fantastic Four, it's what five, a couple of characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If they got lost in a whatever world and they only appear now, it's like, oh, why didn't we know about this? Well, they were only scientists that got lost.
Right.
Sure, we could fans like, oh yeah, they covered it up. The government covered it up.
Right. And we don't even know what happened to them. They just
Exactly.
fucking vanished.
Exactly. And they appear, it's like time hasn't changed for them. As in
Because that
terms
could
of
literally
they
be
could be
something
exactly the
where
same.
that comes out of all this quantum realm crap.
Bingo. But with the X-Men, with the whole mutant thing, you
With the
can't
X-Men,
just rewrite the whole from the
right.
60s. That's too much.
I kind of hope that that one happens like we're starting that school for the first time
Yes.
because like suddenly there's people with powers everywhere
Exactly. And it could be like
and
the
they
actual
need a
trigger.
safe haven.
Yep.
Those people need a place.
Like the whole human race being mutated could be
Right.
a side
A
effect
result.
from what's going on.
Right.
That makes more sense. Like, you don't have to go like the history stuff. It's been done as well. X-Men has
Right.
already done it. I think it's
Mm.
probably time to start moving forward. Now, if they're gonna do characters like, say, what about Apocalypse and stuff? He's from history. It's like, well, you could always still have him from like the great past. That's not a problem. He's like a
Right.
one-off. He's a one character.
Right. But it's different if it's like Magneto
Yes. Right. Right.
is a Holocaust
Yeah. Yeah.
survivor
That's
and was bending metal and crap all the
sure.
way back
Exactly.
then.
I don't think you have to. I think if I think it's you're still they're still capable of telling a good story without having to retcon stuff and do the whole exact, because it doesn't have to be an exact. It's an adaptation, obviously. You can
Right.
still adapt the stories to the current time, and if anything, a lot of the times it'd probably be more relevant now.
Right.
I don't
It's
know.
kind of like what they're doing with the Spider-Man stuff,
Sure,
like
absolutely.
starting him as a kid now, but now he's in a world where all these other
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
exist. And some of people go, well, like the movies worked better when they weren't there because then you could focus on this or that. And I was like, well, those movies got made, and
Mm-hmm.
now they're doing a version where he exists in this
Yep.
world. Why not explore what all that means?
And I still think it's like what they've shown us so far. It works still.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
think it's doable. The whole Fantastic Four being from the past, though, I like that.
I like that because it makes them different, but
Very.
also able to fill in a gap and also maybe relate. So fill in a gap if we lose Cap,
Yep.
but also be able to relate to him in a way no one else can
Exactly, because he is actually from the past.
because they're also
Mm-hmm.
removed from time, but in
Mm-hmm.
a different way. So
A different
yeah,
time. Yeah, I think that like I'm so looking forward to see what they do. And this is like, I know people always bring up the DC versus Marvel in regards to movies and such. The
mm,
reason why I feel anyways that we're more interested in the Marvel films is because majority of it's captured us more.
yeah,
If if
they've just
DC
been
if
of
DC exactly, they spent longer to do it.
they spent longer to build us to that point, and they're generally more likable films. I feel like we got so caught up in the DC universe in the deconstruction of the characters, where in a time where everyone's going, no, we don't want them deconstructed
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. We
We
want to
want the
see them brought
characters.
to
Yep,
life
yep.
in a truer way than we've ever gotten to.
Exactly.
I feel like that's where everyone's at right now. They're just like, show us the
Give us the
character.
character, right? That's why I look at Aquaman. Made It's the
It made
most.
heaps, even
Yeah.
though the script was dookie, just because
Yes.
everyone went, holy shit, they made Aquaman.
Exactly. And it's close, like surface level, it is Aquaman.
Right. If it was an animated feature, and it had all the same plot lines and delivery and everything,
Yep.
nobody would have questioned any of the choices they
No,
made.
not at
It's
all.
just because it's live action
Yes.
that when you notice like some of the story parts being truncated in a
Yep.
weird way, or some costumes like showing up and being bizarre or something like that, I feel like because they gave you like, no, we made Aquaman. This is what Black Manta looks like. This
Mm-hmm.
is what Ocean Master looks
Yep.
like. This is the kind of shit they yell at each other about.
We did a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, Aquaman, they did a lot.
They did
They definitely
everything.
could have
They
edited
they
that thing
said
down.
just in case we never get to make
Yeah,
another one of
exactly.
these, here's all of it.
That's what I thought that they did. It's like like I reckon somebody down the road, they were like, when they were making, they were like, this seems like 3 films. Like, yeah, I know, but just in case, you never know, right?
Right.
We'll just we'll tap into. I know it is 3 films. Let's just take aspects of each of them and just make a really big film.
All right. Because who knows if we'll get another chance to go
Exactly.
back to this
Mm-hmm.
world. Because even if they do another Justice League,
Yeah.
probably not going to hang out in Atlantis.
No, not
They're
at
probably not
all.
going to hang out with Black Manta or Ocean Master. So you might as well get that stuff out of the way so that
They were just
just
like
in
covering
case
their
you have to
bases,
touch on
and honestly, it worked out for them in the end.
it. It worked out because they're going to make a sequel
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yep. And now, at least with this sequel, hopefully they've learned everything from all the critiques and whatnot that this film
Yeah.
is receiving, and
Mhm.
actually do something based upon those. Don't listen to every single word, because I know everyone's got their opinion, but don't feel like you have to shove everything into this film. Tell like just a solid story.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yep.
they'll be a little bit more lax with the second
I
one.
I hope that's the case. I hope that's the
Yeah.
case. Because it's always nice when you see a sequel that's like, oh, I'm glad this was an improvement on the first one, or I'm glad they're
Right.
telling an actual. I'm glad it feels like, if not even if it's not an improvement, it per se, like if they really had nothing to improve upon, but it's like, oh, I'm glad this is a sequel as opposed to just a remake.
I'll just say now they set up for a storyline for Aquaman 2 involving Black Manta getting a partner,
Asian
and
dude.
I super don't care about that.
Yeah.
So I hope that whatever was going to happen with that, they just go nah for the sequel because
Or
it
they
was
they,
so
they they
bizarre.
they touch upon that and solve that case in the first act.
Right, that's got to be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the very
Yep,
opening
yep, yep.
thing.
And I'm fine with that because to me that seems very comic book.
Right, right. And
You
I,
know what
I
I mean?
even I thought Black Manta was cool visually and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Just the idea of him get the specifically the sidekick
Yeah, working
partner.
with
I'm
Asian
just like,
scientist dude.
dude,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's not what this movie needs.
Like you just fought your half brother, Ocean Master,
Right.
which essentially the whole ocean at that point. What now?
Yeah, I'm curious if
Yeah, yeah.
we'll get like ally versions of any characters,
Sure.
like if they'll Dragon Ball Z style it.
I'm done with that, man. This makes that's it feels like it could be a Dragon Ball film.
It could be.
You know, where
It could be.
villains become enemies become friends.
Did we talk about the Broly?
Have you seen it?
No, but you have, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have not talked
Well, you
about
can
it.
say if you liked it or not.
Oh yeah, thumbs up.
Watch it. He says the
Watch it. I'm
animation is
definitely looking
great.
for it. I like the I know a lot of people actually have issues regarding the depiction of Broly here. He's a very different character from the original Broly's from the previous Dragon Ball Z movies.
Mm-hmm.
He was more like I guess vengeful conqueror in the previous ones, whereas here he's completely different.
Okay.
But in terms of the fights and stuff, a lot of people who I've spoken to had issues regarding the pacing at the start. They felt it was a little bit too slow. But for me, it works because it's about, okay, I care. I know more about the character who I'm supposed to see. You know, essentially, it was a Broly movie.
Okay.
You know, that featured the Dragon Ball characters, obviously, because it's in Dragon Ball world. But that's why the film is called Dragon Ball Super Broly, because
Right.
it's Broly's movie. So no, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to when it comes out on when it comes out on, like Blu-ray and stuff. Should be good.
Wonder how long
The
that's
fights were
gonna
dope.
take.
Probably a couple months. I don't think.
Because I very much want to see
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I know I'm not going to be able to catch it in the
Right,
theater.
right. I know somebody actually uploaded it on YouTube, the dub version. Yeah, I am sure it's taken down now, but I saw a screen cap and I was like, that quality isn't terrible.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's like if you can't catch it in the cinema, find a way to catch it because I think it's worth it. I definitely dug it. The fights were sick. And
Good to
we
know.
got a official canon. This is the canon version of Broly and the canon version of Gogeta.
Right, because they had not fused
Yeah,
before.
they've only done the Potara earrings, and they
Okay.
did fuse in the previous Dragon Ball Z movies, but those weren't canon. Those were non-canon.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is part of canon, so
Interesting.
it's like it's very powerful that one
Was it worth the wait
for the movie.
for the Gogeta canon?
It was cool. Like it was neat seeing it. The fights were just handled real well, man.
Huh.
Like I think they incorporated CG, but it was handled like the current video game CG.
Mhm.
So like very very well done.
The new Dragon Ball RPG
Right, I heard about that. I heard about
looks
that.
pretty good too. They
Yeah,
put out a trailer for that, and they look like they're utilizing the 2D to 3D
it doesn't look as
visuals
good.
more.
I
It
think
doesn't what?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z looks way better still.
Only because the angles are fixed.
Yeah, I think that's why. But because fixed
Because I
angle,
think
you
all
can
the
yeah.
scenes where the in from the RPG, all the scenes where it's like clearly a cinematic kicked in and
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like hitting angles and stuff, all that stuff looked
yeah, yeah,
fantastic.
exactly. But when you're
It's
regularly
just
playing,
that
yes,
the line art thing doesn't always translate
right,
as
right.
well when the angles aren't fixed the
But
same.
that's why like Dragon Ball Fighter Z looks so good. I know it's from CG to 2D. The conversion
Right.
looks so well because they specifically chose what angles they're hitting
Right.
so that
Hmm.
they know exactly what it's going to look like. But that game looks so fucking good still, though, man.
Yeah, it's stellar.
So, and like, I think they're announcing like new DLCs and such every now and then for that. So I'm glad that the
Yeah,
game
I
is still
think they
doing well.
said
Who? Did,
Jiren finally
yeah, yeah.
and Videl
Yep.
and
Which is
somebody
yeah, the
else. I can't
Videl one
remember
looks
who.
great, dude.
I couldn't remember who the third one was.
Because there's Videl with like Great Saiyaman.
Mm.
Who'd have thought, man? Dragon Ball would be a thing still.
Well, they don't do the Macy's Day Parade there, but they did. They do them here every year, and it's like a big deal.
And the fact that
And
Goku was
this year
there,
was the first year where they had a big ass Goku balloon.
that's when you know you've made an
Yeah, I was
impact.
talking
Yeah.
to another artist, LP Chan.
Yep.
You know her as well, Leah P
Yep.
Chan or something like that. She was talking about how she had seen a commercial for Kingdom Hearts 3. And she was like, when I was a kid, you never saw that stuff. And I was like, yeah, I think it's because like seeing Goku in the parade and all that stuff, just anime is so much more accepted as part of pop culture now
It is
than it
so.
ever was before. And Disney has been.
It's not niche
So
anymore.
it's not. So like now mixing an anime with a Disney cartoon is not too
No,
bizarre to put
not at all.
on
Not at
TV
all.
commercials. It's what's gonna be the popular thing,
Like if Disney were to
It's
announce
trendy.
we're gonna do a Kingdom Hearts movie,
Right.
that's almost like cool. All right, they've got this.
Yeah, I don't know,
That's
but the only thing that concerns me about that is everybody that I talk to, even the people that love the Kingdom Hearts games, say that the story is almost unfollowable.
yes, but that's why the film would basically make a streamlined version.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only
You,
way I would
that's
consume
the
it
it's
'cause
either
I'm not
like
playing those
that's
games.
yeah, no, that's why they would that's what the adaptation would be. It would be a
Right,
streamlined version of the games. It
right.
would be missing parts, but again, a game is how many hours. A film is only a certain
A
amount of
couple.
hours.
Right.
Yeah, like dude, walking around I was like in New York last year for New York Comic Con, and just
Hmm.
seeing massive posters and billboards of Dragon Ball. I'm just like, this is nuts. This is nuts. You know, like the big ass screens that shift
Yeah.
images. And you're like, that's the Dragon Ball. That's the Broly movie. What?
Right.
What? This is before the Macy's Day Parade, obviously. So even prior
Right.
to that, I'm just like, yeah, cool.
Not by much though. That
No,
was
not by much. That's
October,
why.
I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, right. That's why I was like, but then I was like, this is crazy. You
Yep.
see, like a billboard on the road. It's like, cool. They're advertising an anime.
Yep. Times have changed. We're about to get an
Very much.
Alita movie, cuz.
Dude, I'm so excited for that, dude.
I'm so very excited.
I'm like, I don't want to be this excited,
Mm.
but I am.
Yeah,
I
only a
just
couple
don't want
more
to be
weeks.
disappointed. It's like Fortnite from now. I just don't want to be disappointed.
I don't either, but that's why I'm trying not to think
Yeah,
about
that's
it too
why I'm
hard.
not trying to. That's why every now and then I'm like, it doesn't even cross my mind. Then like I'm on YouTube and an ad pops up and I'm like, oh shit, that's right, it's happening.
Yeah, we're only a couple more episodes away from that conversation.
Oh yeah, shit, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm definitely taking that morning off to go to the local and just watch it in the
got to,
morning.
man. Got
Yeah,
to.
I'm
Just in
definitely doing
case it's
that.
dope, because you know you're gonna have to sit in it a couple more
Oh
times.
yeah, yeah. And even if say like even if the story isn't, I'm not even expecting a story to blow my mind because what story does that these days?
Right.
You know. But if by chance the visuals are just like, yeah, that thing is stellar in the cinema,
Mm,
it wouldn't surprise me if I want to check it out again.
right.
No. So I'm keen on that. But that's all we've
Me
got.
too as
That's
well.
all we've got.
But anyway, that's everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty
That's
good.
everything on the list.
Yep.
We did it. So guys, I'm gonna go take a couple of pills for my dome piece, and I'm gonna lay down because it's like 1 a.m. here now.
Nice. I'm gonna continue
So,
work.
so until the next one, guys, stay chipper chaps.
Stay chipper.